draw a table. I'm not good in drawing, and I never use this feature. Then there's an eraser when you want to erase after drawing. So you find this under the design tab. Let's check what is inside the layout tab. So inside the layout tab, we have tables, we have column, match, cells, alignment, table style, and arrange. So I'm going to start with rows and columns. If you want to delete the overall table, you will click delete. Then if, let's say, I remember I told you that at some point you have created 3 rows, then you want to add another row. Yeah? You will select first the row and then say insert above, meaning you're going to insert a new row above the one that you are currently on. You see now I have added another row. Yeah? Then I want to insert the row below, then I select, meaning I need to insert the row below this one. Remember to select, and then I'm going to say insert below, the row will be inserted below. That's how we go about 8 rows on the table, so while you are busy working on it. You understand, guys? Then say let's edit columns. You select where you want the column to be, then selecting column number 3, then I say where do you want my column to be? To be inserted on the left of column 3 or to be inserted off the row of column right of column number 3. Let me say I want it to be on the right so that I can add group number 4. Then I'm going to say inserted. Now I have a new column. I just type group 4. So whenever you need to add, you don't have to recreate it. Simply as that. So you use this feature if you are adding new column, you are adding new rows. Are we together, guys? Then we have match. Match is combining. Split is separating. You'll see, you'll come across some other tables. They give you a table, then there's a first row of your table is match. Like if you have a heading, most of the heading are matched. When they say group 1, you want your group 1 to be this whole table consists of group 1. Are we together? Then you have, let's say you have different kinds of modules. Then you want to match these cells. So we call these blocks your cells. This is the whole table, but you call these cells. If you want to match, obviously, you will select the row that you want to match, and then you say match cell. How many cells do we have now? Single cell. Then maybe delete and you say for row 1. So we only have single cell. We can put it in the middle. So most of the table where you want the to have like a heading, you need to see how nice is it now, né? Then other cells, that's when you can now group. That's how you match. You select the cells that you want to match and you click match. Are we together, guys? Yes. Then if you want to split, and then you select, and then you split, and then it will ask you how many times you want to separate them. Are we together, guys? Then you will split them as well. Can we match and do it like this? Let's match this one.
Well, the measure is already great.
Don't forget to select, and then you go under the say match cells.
How many cells over there?
Remember, guys, I said if you're assisting each other, you don't call someone's mouth. You are not assisting them, you are doing it for them. She won't be able to do it on its own. If you're assisting, you just point on the screen to show them.
The merge cells option is 3, meaning what I press it.
You need to select. If it's 3, you need to select.
How do I select it? I guess I wasn't.
You click on the side, you see now the arrow point it's the row, then you click, you select.
Oh, super easy.
You need to select so that you
Perhaps. I'm not a rash. Who's no?
Okay, we are all in. Are we all done?
Yes. Moving
along, we have the cell sizes. Remember, we said these are the cells. We'll come across a question when they say change the height and width. I think you guys had the question on the previous you start at this one, where you change the height. Obviously, the height will be our rows. Those are the heights. And then width, over on the side, it will be our column. So they say maybe change the height to 50-inch or 5-inch. You see, as soon as I go up, the height goes up as well. That's pretty how you can change the height, and the width, it will only affect the columns. Are we together, guys? Okay. Then alignment, we spoke about alignment, that when you type your name, by default on the table, it will align on the left side. These are the alignment. So if they say type and make a right alignment, then you can just say right. My name quickly moves to the right of the cell. So the alignment is the position of your word in the document. The position where is it left, middle, or right. Are we together, guys? Yeah. And then saying here, okay, I want to focus on the things that they need to ask us about. Do we understand how to insert a table type and modify it now? Yes. Our next slide is the graph. So what is the purpose of the graph? Why change colors? Why change the type and size? The purpose of a graph, they say, to visually represent data for easier understanding. So at some point, other words or other information are mostly understandable when we interpret them in a graph format. You guys remember when we were doing your presentation yesterday and you tell us about the stats of the COVID, So if you guys, most of you put the table, the graphs ones, it's much easier. If you tell us that 2019 this was, we have 15 deaths, we have what recoveries on the graph, we easily understand it, rather than typing it in words in paragraph. It wouldn't make sense talking about stats, talking about numbers when we're doing a typing. So in some other points, you will need to interpret your information in a graph format. Are we together, guys? So that's the purpose of the graph. Then you can also also change the colors of your graph. Why must you change the color? They say to improve readability, highlight key data, and merge branding. After inserting your graph, some point, let's say you are doing a pie chart graph, then you have three groups, you want to separate them. So if you separate them with colors and say, on my group 1 it's blue, on my group 2 I have yellow, on my group 3 I have green, like you will understand it much better with different colors. We easily read it much better. Okay, I'm gonna check the number, it's 50,000, it's blue. Then when I go to my pie chart, I am looking for blue and I will see 50,000 there. So yeah, it improves readability and better understanding. And also you can use it if you want to highlight data and if you want to match branding. Then the other things that you can do after inserting your graph, you can change the type and change the size. Then you can, at some point you insert a graph and at the later stage you understand that I should have used a bar graph instead of a line graph. Then this information will get understand more better if I use the bar graph than the line graph. So it gives you an option not to recreate a graph again. You can just simply change it to a different type. Yeah? Then you can change the size as well if the content does not fit. That's when you can adjust the size of the graph. Because after inserting a graph, you will find out that the graph overlaps or hides some other information on your slides. Then you can now adjust the size of your graph. Let's check how to do it.
New slides.
Yeah, new slide. Inserting and formatting a graph. How do we insert our graph and format, meaning modifying our graph after inserting? Then they say you can insert a chart of a graph via placeholder and inserted still there. As you when you insert a table, you can either go to insert a slide, go directly to the placeholder, or go under the insert tab, then insert it there. Then after inserting a graph, you choose chart type. Then it will take you where there's different kinds of chart, there's different kinds of graph. We have column, line, there's different kinds of graph that you can choose from. Then you choose the type that you want, and then after it will be inserted on your slide. That's when now you will edit the chart directly. Then edit information. Remember, you cannot edit a graph or a chart if you don't have information. We only do the graph and the chart so that we can interpret. What are you interpreting if you don't have information? So most of the people will say, I'm inserting a graph and saying, my graph is blank because you did not select any data. Remember, you insert a graph so that you can interpret the data that you have. So if you don't select any data, your graph will be blank because there's nothing that you are interpreting there. Before you can select the graph, you need to highlight the information. Let's say I have the learner's register like this one. I want to interpret this in the graph. Firstly, I need to select this, then go to the graph. As soon as I choose the graph, then it will be interpreted like this one. Or inserting a graph, then you have a table there. As soon as you insert the graph, you will see the table. Then you need to add information on that table. There's a mini table that you will see there after inserting the graph. You need to add the information you will see. As soon as you type on that information on that table, the graph keeps on changing. It adapts what you are interpreting. Then furthermore, after inserting a graph, they say you can apply labels, legends, and color style. So when we are talking about labels, legends, if you want your information to appear on the left side, if you want your numbers to have percentage, those are legends, meaning like editing your graph. Those are legends and labels. So let's do the practical of inserting a graph. We're going to our practical window, then we're going to insert our new slide. Let's insert regular content again. Then remember, they say you can't. You can't insert the slide. You don't close that one. Go back. Go back. Then still here they say you can insert a graph from a placeholder or you go to your insert tab. So why do this have two options? Some other slide doesn't have this placeholder, that's when now you can use the insert tab. But if the slide has this placeholder, advise you have to use this placeholders. Then we go to our chart. Remember they said after clicking chart you will find different kinds of charts. Next, we have column, line chart, bar chart, area chart. So depending what kind of information you want to interpret. Next, and then let's choose our bar chart. Just add bar chart. Just the chart you click and then you click OK to insert your chart. So guys, remember I said we're doing the chart so that we can interpret the information. Let's say they have given you the information prior. You will first, let's say on this table there was the information that you want to interpret in the background. You will select the information. When you go to a chart and choose the chart, your chart will have that information here. You won't need to type in this table because already you have the information that you are interpreting, right? But now we don't have any information there, meaning we're going to interpret the information, click it here, tell the graph what is it that you want it to appear here. Are we together, guys? Okay. Then we'll change our series to group 1, series 1, series 2, series 3. We'll change it to group 1, group 2, group 3. Then we change the category. We change the category to module 1. You see, we are not even done saving, but already our graph are adjusting for what we are doing. We already have group 1, group 2, group 3 on the graph. Can you see that? That's how we interpret information in the graph format. But later,